Alright folks, if you're going to tell, I am actually inside the bee house, and today I am adding frames to expand how much room they have. If it looks like I'm crying, it's because I got a little too smoky in here. My eyes are burning. So I've already done the first hive just to kind of make sure it was going to be somewhat chill for me to be able to do this for you guys. I was at the store today, ran into somebody. They said they loved watching the bees fly in and out, so I thought I would try to show you guys what it's like when I'm inside the hive itself. Um, I'm not going to do much of a inspection or anything like that. I'm just going to get in here, um, add a new divider in here, and then add the frames and go from there. So let me turn you guys around and so you guys can see kind of what I'm talking about. Come on. All right, so first things first, I have to get in here. I want to make sure I have everything that is ready to go. On a normal Langstroth hive, you got frames like this that have a little tab on it, kind of a flare there in the center, all that kind of stuff. Smaller bar, as you can see, flat bar too, top and bottom. With being AZ Hive, I have to make everything custom. So here are the frames. They have a little groove routed out in them so they can sit on the bars and have less area for them to properlize, and no tabs. So no tabs whatsoever. So before I even get into this hive, I want to make sure I have everything. I have my smoker. She's smoking really good. I got my frames. I got a brush just in case I need it. These rods are what these frames will sit on. This is my new divider. That's my new gate. Got a nice little spacer. This is like if I wanted to pull out some frames, I could grab the frames, from the side, pull them out, stuff like that. And then my hive tool. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this thing unlocked. Like I said, everything was custom built. Man, these doors swelled again already. Dang it. Alright, so I'm going to peek inside here, make sure nobody's flying around. We got one little bee on the outside somehow. Oh, nope, 2, 3. So that is what we're looking at. So I might need to clean that up. We'll check that out here. Okay, so they are kind of chill, and that's the nice thing about AZ hives is you don't necessarily have to smoke them because you are working back here. They don't really know you're in here. However, I don't know this hive yet. They're fairly new still. So I'm going to smoke them a little bit and you will hear them communicating with each other. So that just tells them, hey, back off, something's getting ready to come in here. So this one is my feeder board. So I could put jars of feeder in here. I could put a pollen patty on top of here or a sugar patty. I ended up putting the pollen patty underneath. So this divider will stay in here. It's just going to go up to the next row. Come on, girls. So when I set this down, I want to kind of make sure that I'm trying to be gentle so those bees are up on there don't get squished. You kind of just have to wiggle it down and hope that they get out of the way. Yeah, you can see they smoked that pollen patty that was in there, and it's gone already. So first things first, since I took out that divider, we're going to put in this new divider. This divider right here allows them to go between the two frames, or between the two sets. There's a girl all the way in the back there. I'm trying to be gentle. All right. Ooh. Come on, girls, move. All right. Now I have slits cut in, or dowels cut in for these to go in. Go in there. There we go. Now on the back of there's that piece of metal back there. It looks like the same as this right here. So these little tabs that stick out space the frames exactly how they should be spaced. So I can come in here. There are some bees on the top there, so I want to be careful not to squish them there. So that frame just sits in there just like that. Sits on top of those rails. That's a 3/8 of an inch gap there. 3/8 of an inch gap there. Those tabs keep it 3/8 inches off the wall. Everything's about 3/8 with bee space. So these frames are pre-waxed, so that kind of helps them not have to gather as much wax. Oops. Okay. I'm feeling a little rubbing on this one. Okay, there we go. Oop. Somebody's mad. Probably that girl right there. And as you can see on the corners, I cut the comb out. That way it gives them a little bit more of an area to transverse from frame to frame. If they so be they want it. If they don't, then they will clog it up and block it from being anything. Once I actually have electricity in this shed, this will be a lot easier to do because it's kind of hard to see all the way back in there. Especially with my veil on, it's kind of hard to see everything. Okay, last one. Oops, sorry. All right, so now I'm going to take this frame spacer. Use that to kind of space those out. And this door, put it in through this side first. And there we go. Now they're going to move into this one up here. Let's see. I don't know if I want to take, I think I do want to take that off. So I'm going to go ahead and put you guys down because I really need to pop that off. Let's see if I can. Wow, that is a lot of comb on there. Ugh. So you can see that comb, it actually has honey in it, or nectar. I'm going to have to take that away from them, unfortunately. Yeah. Oh man, that's a shame right there. Okay, so unfortunately I did have to take that outside, and I put that out there with their right in front of their hive. So hopefully they can reclaim that. So now I'm going to try to get all these girls back in here. Space that frame out again because it's all. Oh. Okay. Oop. Go inside. There you go. So as you can see, got them all back inside except for this one girl right here. See if she'll get on the brush. Come on, get on there. Let me take you outside. Come on. No, no, come on. Okay, there's another one over here. What I can do is just get them off outside, at least outside of here. Come on, go flying. There we go. I closed the door on them. Now they're just flying around in the shed, but I mean, after I get these other two done, I'll leave the door open for a little bit. I mean, it's smoky as heck in here anyway, so they're not going to want to stay in here. But they'll fly on out of here before the end of the night. So hopefully you guys enjoyed coming out here with me and adding those frames. That box was really exploding, so definitely needed it before they get too clustered or too crowded and they decide, oh well, there's not enough room in here, we're going to go somewhere else. So by adding more frames in there, that gives them something else to work on. The difference between some people saying that, you know, if you add the frames too quickly, it gives them more room to defend. It does give them more room to defend, but defend against beetles that are already inside the hive, or like hive beetles and stuff like that. Luckily with AZ hives, it's a little bit less likely to get hive beetles, especially with the type of entrance I have. They only have to defend the entrance, and the entrance on these are, you know, 3/4 inch round pipes. So hopefully I have no hive beetles this year. But it's warm in here. I'm gonna go ahead and knock out this inspection, and thanks for joining me, guys.